We're pretty excited. We have Patrick McEnroe joining us, International Tennis Hall of Fame president. And Patrick, we're so excited that you could hang out with us here on Women's Day. I'm Danny Clevenger. I know you and I have not met before, but these two women I know you know well.
I can't wait to meet you. I just wore this shirt while I was just teaching a lesson here at the academy. And when he told me it was Women's Day, I said, I better put this baby back on. It's a little sweaty, so I apologize. But great to be with you. So pumped up for Paris, and obviously your coverage all spring. I've been glued to it for the last month or so. So you guys are continuing to kill it, and I'm looking forward. I'm heading over there tomorrow evening. So hopefully I will see some of you there. We got Coco and Tracy there, right?
Tracy's going to be here in Santa Monica, landlocked with us here.
TC Live.
Tracy?
TC Live.
All right, you'll be getting up early, huh?
No, 5 to 8 our time. So
5 to 8.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
With
That's not
traffic,
bad.
it's perfect. Love it.
That's a perfect schedule. Yeah.
I'm heading
Beautiful.
over tomorrow too, just to do a little networking.
Oh, Pam! There she is.
Missed Melbourne. Can't miss 2 majors in a row. Obviously.
You can't miss 2 majors.
Yeah.
Not the one and only Pam Shriver. I know the Hall of Fame is near and dear, well, to all of your hearts, but particularly Pam's been very involved. Tracy, I know you come up and do our events as well. It was amazing last week, let me tell you, because we reopened the museum. And the refurbishments that took place are absolutely phenomenal. So I think I sent you, didn't I?
Yeah, here's some video.
Some shots here from the video. That's like the old stuff, which I love because I'm a geek, I'm a historian. So that's like the old rackets. Wow. But this is a new area here. And it's, lots of technology. These gold-plated rackets now, that was a big theme. So all you Hall of Famers have your own gold-plated racket. You kind of hit the barcode and you can see, you got you Hall of Famers playing and your speeches and all that. So it's kind of like the perfect mix. Now look at that good-looking dude right there.
Anne-Marie, got to give Anne-Marie credit as well.
Anne-Marie is the best. Anne-Marie does everything for all of us at the Hall of Fame. And there's myself. That's Dan Faber, our CEO. Gigi Fernandez on the left, and the governor of Rhode Island was with us there for the ribbon cutting. So it was amazing. I was blown away by how good it looked. And we also opened the grass courts, which I know will make you, Pam Shriver, very happy.
Oh, well, we lost Pam now. We've officially lost Pam because she's headed there ASAP. But what was your favorite part of the renovations? It looks fantastic, but do you have a specific part that to you is like, wow?
Yeah, Danny, one of the things that's very popular, okay, over the course of the last 10, 12 years is the Roger Federer. I can't call it a hologram. I can't call it. It's an immersive experience, okay? And Roger, I don't know if you have any video of it, but Roger filmed it about 5 weeks ago down in Florida in a studio, and Dan Faber and I went down there to see him, to thank him. And he basically, it's like a hologram. And Roger is there in front of, he basically talks about the four majors and what each of them are about. And you see these incredible videos behind him, but he's basically standing like right in front of you. So that's been extremely popular over the course of the last 12, 15 years. But we needed to update it. And so Roger was kind enough to do it for us in a couple hours down at a studio in Florida about a month ago. So that, to me, is going to be hugely popular because he's Roger. And, he does a great job with it. And, of course, he's going to be going into the Hall of Fame. Probably. I think he's got a decent chance to get in next year.
Oh, he's next year.
Summer,
Patrick, will he go in on his own? Or he's not going to go in with them.
That's a very good question, Tracy. There could be. It depends who goes up on the ballot. There could be some other people as well.
I think it should just be Roger.
Tracy, things don't work quite that simply at the Tennis Hall of Fame because, we have rules and regulations we have to abide by. But I get your point.
Yep.
But this summer, we're super excited because we got the Bryan brothers coming in. We've got Maria Sharapova coming in. So it's going to be huge this summer, moving the induction to the, can I say the weekend before the U.S. Open? Because now it's like, well, it's the third week. It's a 3-week event now.
It is.
The U.S. Open. So it's the weekend before the main draw of singles starts. How about that?
Hey, Patrick.
And that's when we're going to be doing it. Go ahead. Ask me a question.
I loved last week when you sent me the photo of where I am in the new exhibit. And to my right was Tracy Austin. To my left was Martina Navratilova. So I love that you have two friends, two people that I'm connected with throughout my career. We're neighbors at the Hall of Fame.
How cool is that? Man.
Yeah, and I sent a picture of my brothers too, because he was, well, it was a little different with him. He was next to his good buddy Bjorn Borg, but then that other guy Jimmy Connors. So I don't know how Jimbo's going to feel about that. And then the other guy on the other side was Yvonne Lendl. So I was like, well, he's, you know, got some rivalries here, but hey, all those Hall of Famers are going to love it.
That's what that is.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So Patrick,
anyway, I encourage everybody who's out there watching Tennis Channel to come and visit us, to see the museum, to be part of our tournament, by the way, which is men and women. It's Women's Day. So come on, we got to give it up for the women. We're having a women's tournament now for the first time since, I think it was didn't you play there, you two?
Yeah.
Back in the day?
And your tournament, Patrick, tell me if I'm correct, is a 125 the second week of Wimbledon, because you're figuring that people will still be excited to play on grass. So you're not going to have the men's tournament the week after Wimbledon. I think it's really great that you're having. But Patrick, we're going to give you like a minute to sell the International Tennis Hall of Fame for fans, because I really think it's so special for true tennis fans to make that pilgrimage, to go to Mecca, because you're going to see all the best rackets, all the best outfits, all the balls, the history of it.
I think your outfit that you wore when you wore the Open is one of the most popular ones to see, Tracy, you know, when you were a teenager. So that's amazing. But thank you. First of all, Newport's a great place to visit. It's an amazing, you know, especially in the summer, big sailing town, all the, you know, beautiful mansions that people can go visit, or, you know, on the water, spectacular. We're able to do a couple events. So some of the people that own the mansions there let us use their mansion for some events that we do, where we bring in the Hall of Famers, and we talk about how great it is to be. I mean, it's the ultimate honor, right? To get into the Hall of Fame. You know that. But what I love about it, again, I'm a geek. I love the history about how tennis was created. You know, the early rackets, the early rules. One of my favorite things are the cans of all the different tennis ball cans. And some of them are like buckets. They used to have balls. I mean, there used to be like 15, 20 balls in there. And that tied in now with what we've been able to do with the help of a great company called Advent. They worked with us to come up with this idea of these gold-plated rackets, right? And the visuals and all the visual stuff. So people, even if they can't get to Newport, they can visit online and they can see all this stuff online. But if you can get there, we've turned the induction into more of like a celebration of the sport. We're going to have an exhibition match with some of the players. Andy Roddick is going to come visit because, of course, he was part of the Davis Cup team. I was the captain when we won the Davis Cup the last time the U.S. won it. The Bryan brothers, James Blake, Andy Roddick, Kim Kleisters, my co-president, will be there as well. We're going to have some music performances as well. So it's going to be like kind of like a festival of tennis over the course of those 2.5 days.
I'll be there, Patrick.
We have all sorts of packages.
Well,
yeah, I know you'll be there.
Patrick, I actually haven't been there before, but a fun fact that you probably don't know, because this is probably not something you're staring at, but my family actually owns a nursery in Oregon, and one of the people that landscapes the Hall of Fame actually buys from my dad in Oregon. So I do have some ties to the Newport Hall of Fame. I will never be in it, but I cannot wait to come visit, because there is a little bit of Clevenger around.
I'll never be in it either. I'm just happy to be the president, you know, and be part of it and be part of these great Hall of Famers. So to me, it's 2 years now I've been doing it, and it's been just a real privilege, you know, to be around it. And I think we've got some great momentum, some great buzz. And one of the things we're also trying to do, ladies, is bring more awareness of the Hall of Fame. You know, we are the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Now, of course, most of the players are international because of the international nature of our sport, but not a lot of people outside of the United States really even know what a Hall of Fame is. So we've been very, very happy, especially this year. We were able to do an event with our new Be Legendary program in Australia. partnering with Tennis Australia during the Australian Open with young 10-year-old kids throughout the course of the tournament. We're going to be able to do something in Paris. We're going to present Mary Pierce with a ring for a ring ceremony. We're going to be part of what BNP Paribas does in their suite. They're going to let us come in and put some artifacts of the Tennis Hall of Fame. So we're really trying to, you know, grow the brand of what the Hall of Fame is so that people all over the world can appreciate it. Because as much as we all love, and thank you, Tracy and Pam, for coming to Newport. Not everybody can get to Newport in the summer, so we want to kind of bring what the history, the culture, the museum on the road with us, and we're going to do the same at Wimbledon too. So we've got some great relationships that we're building with the majors that they want to be part of what we're doing, and we're very thankful that they're kind of letting us come in on their turf.
Patrick, I was really fortunate pretty early in my career, in 1983, actually Newport hosted what would be the same as a WTA 500 event. And because I lived in the Northeast, loved grass, I never missed an opportunity to play there. I can remember each time I went to the 4 majors, the very first day I ever walked in, and the only other venue that I can remember the very first day was when I first went into the casino, first had a match there. And I just couldn't believe it then 25 years later to be inducted. And Tracy, I know you have some sentimental memories too, but what a special place.
Yeah, and Patrick, I was really touched when Leighton Hewitt a couple of years ago got into the Hall of Fame because #1 in the world, he's won Wimbledon, he's won the US Open. I think so many of these people that get into the Hall of Fame don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. They don't think that it's going to touch their emotions. Leighton was really emotional. He could feel the history. When you walk in and you see Maureen Conley's, trophy, and you see Rod Laver's racket, and you see Bjorn Borg's clothes, and all of that, I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job. And Kim Clijsters is, I know you brought her on to try to help with that international exposure.
Yes.
I just love it because I think that Maria Sharapova, she's won 5 majors. You know, the Bryan brothers have won 4,922 titles. I'm joking, but when they get there on that weekend and they're bringing their family with them, they're getting inducted, they make that speech. It's the culmination, as you have said, and you have changed it now to the week before, so you're hoping so many more people see that. I think you continue to improve it. Talk about the charity work that you do with the kids in the local area and how important that is.
You know, that's kind of tied into our Be Legendary program. It's called Team Fame. It's a local program. You know, we have one here at our academy in New York City, the Johnny Mac Tennis Project. That was my shirt that was underneath here. So I got Johnny Mac and my daughter, so I got everything covered. But up in Newport, it's been a relatively new program over the course of the last few years. And basically the kids come from, you know, the inner city part of Newport, of which there's a lot of people in that area that need help, and we provide them with a safe place. These kids come, you know, multiple days a week after school. They can come and study. There's places for them to work, to do their homework, and play tennis, you know, and some of them play at a pretty good level. It's really not about the level of tennis. It's about giving these kids an opportunity to change their lives, and that's what I'm always so proud of about us in the tennis world, that so many players do that. There's programs. I went to Katrina Adams' program at the Harlem Junior Tennis League a week ago, and Billie Jean was there, and Chris Evert got honored. So we all pulled together in the tennis world to do that, which I think is fantastic. And the Hall of Fame has gotten behind that as well. So that, you know, people are very interested in that. That Team Fame, we bring it on the road again with our Be Legendary program. So our Marguerite, who's a woman who runs it for us, does an amazing job. So we're super excited about that. And you're right when you say about the experience of someone like a Leighton Hewitt, or you ladies when you went into the Hall of Fame. You know why? I think it's because, yes, of course, what you accomplished in tennis, you know, as players is the reason you got in the Hall of Fame. But I think more importantly, why it hits you so hard is because, like, your whole life, right, has been about, all of us have played tennis when we're young kids, and then we like, you get older and you're like, wow, not only, you know, was I very successful, but it's so much a fabric of who we are as human beings. And I think when people get there and they kind of can feel that, and then they're like, wow, I'm going to be here forever. Yeah. You know, when I'm gone, or my family can see this, and you know all the sacrifices we all made to become professional tennis players. And I think you feel all those emotions, and it's great that you get to experience that with your friends and family. And I think that's where you get that emotion from.
Exactly.
Patrick, I'm a little disappointed you don't have a third T-shirt from the McEnroe family farm that I gave you a few years ago.
Oh, I have that. No, I still have that McEnroe Organic Farm, and you gave me that. I think it was the hat too, right?
Yes.
The hat and the T-shirt.
Yes.
And my daughters love those. They love this. My daughter said to me this morning, she's like, "Dad, I can't believe you wear that." And I'm like, "Oh, it's great. I wear it like I just came back from visitor in college. I was at the airport, and I was wearing it like on the plane, and everybody in the air, the people are commenting on it. I said, it's fun. It's fun. And I noticed it says awesome, like, I have 3 daughters.
So which
it says
one?
Awesome, like my daughter. So they don't know. That's the point.
Based off of
it's all of them.
Well, Pam was telling me earlier she's got necklaces on with her children's names on them, and she said that
Yes.
the one that she likes the best is currently at the front.
Well, I'm turning them all around backwards.
Oh, okay.
None of
So
them are like-
now
we
that
got the
we'll know.
twins. We got the
none of their
twins going.
favorites.
Pam and I have the twins too.
That's right. We have the same setup. Older, single birth,
Yeah.
followed
Yeah.
immediately
And
by
then twins.
Wow.
Not
Right.
easy. By the way, something Tracy said, and Patrick, you alluded to, is the European trying to globalize. The player I went in with in 2002 with Mats Wilander, we were talking about him earlier, won all
Yep.
those Roland Garroses and won 3 of the 4 majors in '88. He'd never been there. He was also based in
Right.
Connecticut. And he did not realize.
Not that far.
He
Yeah.
did not realize
Yeah.
until he did the circle after he'd gotten his plaque.
On
I
center
looked,
court.
Yeah, I looked over and tears were running down his face.
Absolutely.
And he said, Pam, I had no idea
This is
that
going to
I
impact
would
me.
feel this kind of emotion.
That's the same way with Leighton. And Leighton Hewitt had his coach, longtime coach, Tony Roach, fly all the way from Australia for the 2 days. And I think Tony Roach, who understood what it meant, knew how important it was going to be. Anyway, I just say that because, we've traveled the world, we've played so many majors, but when you get there, it's something different. It's going to hit Sharapova, it's going to hit Mike and Bob as well, like a ton of bricks in a positive way.
I also feel like tennis players being of service to our sport. In the early days when I was more able to have time to volunteer for the International Tennis Hall of Fame, kind of like the way I volunteer for USTA Foundation, WTA Foundation now, it gives you a way of giving back to the sport that's given us so much.
Patrick, since taking on this role, has there been someone that you've gotten to get to know more, a player that maybe you didn't know as well, that has surprised you in some way?
Well, last summer, it was pretty cool because it was Leander Paes and Vijay Amritraj, both obviously from India. Leander as a player, Vijay got in as a contributor, even though he was an awesome player, in singles and doubles, but he didn't have quite the credentials as a player. But he was in as a contributor, of which, of course, what he did as a player was part of that, but what he did to help globalize tennis, and particularly in India and in that part of the world. So those 2 guys, I knew them well. I played against Leander in doubles quite a bit. But Vijay, I knew of him because he was a little older than my brother, so I remember watching him play at Wimbledon. That stylish, great game. But to see, to kind of, see both their families come, and to what Tracy was talking about earlier, kind of be part of the whole weekend, the whole process was amazing. And I'm lucky enough to reach out to some of the players are on committees with me. Martina Navratilova participates, Pam does, Andy Roddick. So it's really great to see that these all-timers will give their time, to help us when it comes to who's going to be on the ballot and what are the rules and Tracy just wants to blow up the whole rule book, but we can't do that.
No,
Tracy.
I do.
I've tried to
No,
a couple
that's Pam.
times.
Pam would like to blow it all up.
I've tried to. That's Pam. So just to be part of it is pretty cool. And a couple of times, I go on some of these sports shows on other networks or whatever, and they introduce me and they say, and Patrick, Hall of Famer Patrick McEnroe, and I'm like, no. This is very, I'm the president of the Hall of Fame. To be a Hall of Famer is the ultimate honor. That's what we call it, the ultimate honor in tennis. And it only goes to the select few that earned it. But for me to just be part of it and participate and hopefully help, grow what we're trying to do is a huge pleasure for me.
Well, Prakash getting to speak about his dad at that ceremony.
Prakash was amazing.
He was unbelievable.
Prakash was unbelievable.
He had no
he
notes.
was so good.
He had no notes.
Yeah,
it was insane. And he just spoke from the heart. It was beautiful.
Something something tells me practice in front of the mirror a few times if I know precautions, because I follow him.
Well, he has to flex in the mirror a few times,
trying
Patrick.
to pump some iron like this guy. This guy's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He told me he's going to work out with me in Paris. So I'm a little afraid.
Can I come watch?
I'm like, man, okay.
Well, don't worry.
No,
He
you're gonna
doesn't.
wanna
He
see that.
doesn't.
We'll send you some videos.
He supposedly does legs, but Jack Draper keeps challenging him and saying, I'm not sure if those pins, I believe is what he called them, are getting much love as those biceps are. But yeah, that was a pretty special moment. And a lot of people have come up to him to talk to him about it since we've been at the desk. And it does kind of show that international feel that you've been talking about. I've seen a lot of people from India, while we're out on the road, stop him and tell him how much that speech meant to them and touched them. And they felt what that must have felt like and living vicariously through the Armitage family. So I thought that was really special and a very cool experience for you as well. We're on a match point, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. We never thought we'd get here.
Oh, there is a match going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Samsonova actually has a match point over Perry.
Okay.
We'll see if she gets it here, because if she does, Patrick, I do believe we might have a little bit of time to play a fun game with you. So I might be cheering
we'll
this
see
on.
about the game. I don't know if I'm going to stick around for the game, because I want to ask these ladies some very important questions, okay?
Oh, let's hear it.
Producer.
Let's hear
forget
'em.
the producer. What in the world is going on with Iga's fiance?
Oh, good.
Can
I
you
like
please
this.
tell me what's happening?
We started
What is
this. Let's
going
go.
on?
Go ahead, Pam.
Let me hear.
Between the ears, the anxiety, whoever's in charge of her mental game is failing her, and I believe that would be Daria. I think
Wow,
Daria,
you're calling her out, Pam.
I'm going one step. If she was on a team and
That's her mental coach,
Yep.
Daria Abramowitz.
and they're extremely close, so I don't know. I think there needs to be a change up in the team.
Interesting. What about you, Tracy? Tracy, you can answer that too, but I want to throw another one at all of you. In addition to that situation, would you say Iga's the favorite?
No.
And if it's not Sinner or Alcaraz, which I happen to think it's pretty obvious it's going to be one of those two guys, who's the third player on the men's side that you think has the best chance?
Yeah, that's
Give me the answer
interesting.
to those two, and then I got to leave, because I got to do a seminar, believe it or not, for my new radio show.
Oh,
with
goodness.
Sirius
The guy's
XM,
booked and
where
busy.
they're gonna teach me how to be a radio host. I'm like, it's a little late. I already started.
How many
Go ahead,
hats
Tracy.
do you wear, Mr. McEnroe?
I think you're on
ahead, go
our
ahead.
Tennis Channel preview show on Thursday.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
I'll be in Paris.
We're working together
Yeah.
for that.
Who's that third person, Trace, with
Well-
Sinner and Alcaraz?
That third person's tough. I don't think it's going to be Zverev. I think Zverev's been passed over.
Okay.
I mean, I think Musetti has been playing extremely well.
Played great.
I
Good one.
think
What about Rude? What about Casper?
Casper's been in the finals a couple of times. So.
What about a dark horse of Draper?
What about Runa? How about Holger Rune?
No, I
No.
don't think him. I think
No?
Draper.
Okay.
I would pick Draper first.
Draper on grass, maybe? Maybe Draper at Wimbledon.
No,
I don't know if he can do
no,
it.
I think
at
he's
this point.
settling in at clay.
But you know what? He played well. It was
Okay.
Madrid when it was altitude. So you're right. Maybe the slower.
Altitude,
Yeah,
right,
that was when he played better. Who do you pick, Patrick? Who's your third one?
My third one would be.
Way to turn the tables.
I think Tommy Paul, maybe. Tommy Paul could sneak
No,
in there.
I mean, I love Tommy, but I don't think he plays with enough spin consistently. I think he plays. He's good, but he doesn't play with enough action on the ball. Match is over. The third one, I might actually. Would I go Mensick? No, maybe not on clay.
No.
I think I'm going to throw Zverev a bone. I think Zverev. I think he can still get it together.
What about
I think he
Djokovic?
can.
Can I just mention him?
No.
I mean,
I don't
small
think so.
name. Small name.
I'm not. I think.
don't feel it much
what
either.
he's hoping for. I think what he's hoping for. I mean, obviously of course he can still win one. Is to get into the second week, get some matches going, and get his legs back, and then make the push at
for
Wimbledon.
Wimbledon. Yeah,
Because
that
to
makes
me
sense.
that's his best chance to win one more. And on the ladies' side,
Sabalenka.
yes, Sabalenka. I'm kind of interested to see how Emma Navarro does. I know she's playing this week. I know that's one of your questions, so I was going to say her because I'm going to leave now.
That's okay.
Because I'm not going to do the question.
I know.
Keeps threatening to leave.
But I like Emma. I want to see Emma make a run.
Oh,
But what
Patrick,
about
you're
the best? What about give me one American man? Look at that picture. Look at that. That's
I'll
some
go.
nice
I want to
hair.
see what Ben. I want to see what Ben Shelton.
Ben
does.
Shelton.
Needs a good draw.
All right, listen, been great being with you all. I appreciate you having me.
Appreciate
And,
you. You're awesome like your daughter.
That's right.
All three daughters.
Have fun in
And
Paris.
Melissa, say
We're
hi to
excited
Melissa.
to listen to you.
Take care. You got it. Best to all you. Great
Bye.
to be on with you as always.
See you in a couple days,
Ciao.
Patrick.